Alright, let's see. Okay, this thing should be working. Hello everyone, sorry, I'm Dylan Parrish. I'm doing this for I guess we're all in the same class, CIT230 front-end web development class. We've been asked to make this video to teach one of the principles we've been going over this week, and I chose to do responsive images. Last week in class we had just gone over responsive websites, making sure that things as like the screen got smaller, the items on the screen changed, you even got the hamburger menu going to make sure everything fit and just didn't look like a big mess and made it more user friendly. Sometimes though when I look at these presentations, I like to know who I'm dealing with. And so just to give you guys an idea, I'm this guy right here, this good looking fellow. I'm an accounting major, living in Rexburg. This is my sister and her husband, and then their kid with my parents. Right there, this is my whole family. But I'm like I said, I'm an accounting major, and it's just I've always been interested in CIT. My major before accounting was CIT, and I enjoyed programming, but I just felt like I needed to go with accounting, and I have an emphasis in programming, which usually which is quite helpful. There's a lot of companies out there that want people who can do these types of things. I know how to use VBA. Learned SQL last semester, learning some HTML, CSS, just the basics. I'm a little more proficient in VBA than these other ones, but it's a lot of fun. If I were to compare things, VBA is a little bit more like JavaScript than anything else, but if you want to know what VBA, it's for Excel, Visual Basic is what it is. It's a lot of fun. But to jump into this responsive websites, let me show you. I liked this website that was given to us in iLearn, and everything it had. It was really good at describing what responsive images are for. But to give you a little bit of a description, just so you don't think I'm reading off a website. A description of it is, sometimes depending on the screen, the laptop screens like this one are a lot wider, can display images a little bit better than phones or tablets and things like that. And so what happens with the responsive image is that as the screen shrinks and gets smaller, the images responds to that because of the way it's programmed to make it more visually appealing is, I guess, the word to put that. Because sometimes what can happen is, one thing I hate is when I hop on a website on my phone, and not only, I expect to be scrolling up and down vertically, but sometimes I have to do horizontally because the image is way bigger than what my phone supports, and I have to, if I want to look at the image, I can't just zoom out because it's already at the lowest thing, and so its response is not as good. And so this is really helpful to use when in any format of any media device that you're using to be able to look at what you need to. And so to show you some examples of what's going on here, I just wanted to show you what they had on their website. To look at this one first, we have this header picture right here, which regardless of anything you do, it's going to look good on a phone, on anything. It just looks fine. If I make this screen smaller, let's just do this. You can see everything kind of just shrinks with it. It doesn't respond. As it gets smaller, it's harder to see this father and daughter. This one's not too bad, so this one's fine no matter the size of the screen, and so it can just auto adjust the way it does like that. And same with this top one. I mean, you can see what's going on regardless, and that's fine, but it's getting harder to see this father and daughter as it gets bigger or it gets smaller, and so you kind of have to go get bigger and things like that. And so what's nice is what they've done is in this one they've written some code that's going to make it so this picture right here responds, but the other two don't really need to because there's just no reason to. So watch this image as I do this. You see right there what happened as it went to 480. the image responded. It kind of cropped it, went closer in on the father-daughter so that it's easier to see them, and you're not just caught up in the background sides that are going on here and everything like that. And so let me just show you some of the code. One thing, my sister who I live with is a web developer, and she hates it when I use Safari. That's my main source, so I'm here on Chrome because it's easier to inspect the image and things like that and be able to change the responsive nature. And one thing that I think is interesting is that on the website it says that this is a photo that's supposed to be responding, but it isn't. It's actually this one. And you can even see that in the code. Elva Fairy is supposed to respond depending on your max width, things like that. However, this is the photo that's responding, which I found was actually quite interesting because you got a min width, max width, everything like that. Oh, I guess that might be what's helping it. But they did put two different sources on here to change it depending on which width you're at. It's supposed to change the pixels and make things easier to see. But as you can see, that's really not the case. It's only the case for this one as we get bigger and smaller. Let's see if I can show you it bigger. It's not responding very well. As you can see, my browser only gets so big. There we go, it changed. It looks like it changed to 800, so let's go look back at that code. Max width of 799. Oh, look at that. So let's see. 799, you can see it switched. So there's the responsiveness of it. 799 and then 800 is when it goes back to this. So that code is correct. So disregard what I said before about the Elva Fairy. Everything like that. But this is a responsive image. It's really great to use. And if you need any code or any examples or anything like that, this was a great website to use. If you just come to Learn Web Development, Developer Mozilla, responsive images worked great. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope I didn't confuse you or anything, and enjoy the rest of your day.